Okay boys, welcome back to another drop spot video. In this video, we're going to be breaking down 3 insane drop spots that are very useful for solos, duos and trios. And if you're new here, hopefully you do end up deciding to subscribe by the end of this video because there's a lot of useful information. Let me do a quick intro to these 3 POIs before we start breaking them down. Okay, we've got Craggy Cliffs with 21 chests, 102 floor loot, 26 ammo crates, 2 weapon nomadics, and 1 upgrade bench. Then we have Steamy Stacks with 24 chests, 129 floor loot, 40 ammo crates, 1 supply chest, and 2 weapon nomadics as well. We also have Slurpy Swamp with only 15 chests, 78 floor loot, 23 ammo crates, and 2 weapon nomadics. And with that said, let's start off talking about Slurpy Swamp. Okay boys, so Craggy Cliffs, one of the best POIs in the game in my opinion. Only problem is it does get contested a bit much for my liking, but if you get it down, it is one of the best POIs. With that said, I'm going to put a ping in the top right of the screen for you if you want to go and actually watch the full POI breakdown that I've done on Craggy Cliffs. It is a minute old, but it's pretty good, okay, nonetheless. And if you want to continue watching the rest of this video, it will be linked at the end in the POI breakdown playlist for you. And there's a shit ton of other POIs just in case you want to look at ones I've done in the past and really go in depth on them. So with that said, let's continue on. The best place to land is right here. You want to split these 4 buildings between your trio, and I'm pretty sure it's obvious what building to land at if you're a solo. You want to land at the red building because it's got 4 chests and it's tucked away in the corner, which gives you dip ability. Like I said, you can go up, take the brick, you get me? You can go up and split off here, come around this house. You can run down here, go down to the bridge. You can go across. You can take the river. I think the river goes this way. Yeah, it does. Take a car, go up to the mountain. More brick, wood. You get me? There's so much different options from this specific house because of its location within the POI. Obviously, it's the same for this house as well. You can just run up and dip. But this house has 3 chests. This house has 4. You're winning. Now, one of them is locked under the underground outside, but you're still chilling. Now, get rid of all of this. Back to what I was saying. The whole trio landing here, the only place that you really need to worry about as far as people contesting is this building right here. They get 100. If they're a smart team, they'll get the 3 chests, split them between each other, get all the floor loot and the slurp barrels, and come out of there 100 with some pallets. You have to pray and hope that they have 3 chests and guaranteed 100. You have 8 chests, a shit ton more mats than them, and the ability of dipping up to high ground. Like you hold high ground up here and getting a beam. You get me? You have way more advantages than them because of loot. You're going to get more floor loot split between these 3 buildings than they do. Okay, so you have to just be a better team mechanically. You have to loot faster. If you can loot fast and get on their roof, you actually might be chilling because they will be, trying to catch your bluff. They will be super either shitting themselves because like, bro, we've 100 and these are feeling cocky enough to push and they know we've 100. Or they're like super like, oh, these are pushing us. They don't know we have 100. But you watch this video, so you obviously do. Get what I'm saying? They're going to be caught off guard either way. One is going to be in a cocky way. One of them is going to be in a scared way. Either way you win because they're expecting something, but they're not expecting the right thing. That's a riddle. I don't know the answer. Let me continue. Now, I don't actually think I need to continue. I think like that's it in a nutshell, boys. I'm going to hop on to Steamy Stacks. Like I said, this video will be linked at the end of the full POI breakdown where I recommend even more like rotation methods out of here. Let me hop into the next part. Okay, boys, before I hop into breaking down Slurpy Swamp, I just want you to let me know in the comments if you prefer my face cam in the top right or back over on the left side. I think for this video series, it looks pretty good in the top right. I have all my utility over here and we've got this menu on the left. So hopefully that's enjoyable. And let's hop straight into this video. For people who are new here, this is how we do things with these POI breakdown series. This isn't specifically a POI breakdown. This is just me analyzing Slurpy Swamp. So if you do want a more in-depth video, make sure to let me know. But you can see there's only 3 chests here. As a trio, we could land somewhere over here and take this whole main building and have a shit ton more chests. But if you're being realistic, it's very contested over that side. So it's almost more consistent to land here. And there is only 16, okay? 16 chests here. I believe that's what I said in the intro. I'm not sure. It's 16 or 18. But with 50% spawn rate, that means there's only 8. So when it comes to over here, you're going to lose out on a lot of chests when the spawn rate kicks in. And then you're contested on top of that. And they're more than likely going to get a chest because that's how Fortnite works. They're going to get a pump. You're going to get a bolt. That's Fortnite, okay? So you land over here because it's much more consistent. If you get contested here in trios by one guy, you've got your other trio member here and your other trio member here. IGL should land here. Your support should land here. And your fragger should land here. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't write it in. I usually do, but this isn't a POI breakdown. This is me just simply giving you the best drop spots and then how to loot them. In a POI breakdown, it's slightly different. Similar video, but I go real in depth and spend 20 minutes on this one POI. Now, the reason what makes this POI so good is that it's got dip ability. That's what I'm calling it. It's got dip ability. If you need to dip out of there, you're vibing, okay? Let me turn off chests. Look at floor loot. This is why you win here. 11 floor loot between these two builds. Well, between these two buildings, you're getting 13 floor loot, 7 over here, which is way more than over here. Like, look at that section. Look how big that yellow box is compared to here. Well, this one's bigger, but you got 2 buildings, bro. Here, split between doors, walls, all that kind of shit, and players that you're trying to avoid. And it's just, no. Okay, you get me? Over here, less contested, loot up better materials, slurp barrels, all the wood. Maybe push over here. This is what I recommend, is to push over here, loot these big barrels, take high ground, and then X them out of it. GG's, it's that simple. If you land here though, it's a bit harder to do that. And back to dip ability. Dip ability comes in clutch when you put on the fishing holes. That's why, I don't know if people noticed, but this place used to be so popping. Not anymore because they nerfed the chests. There used to be up to 24 chests here. Now, I don't know what I said, 16 or 18, and 50% spawn rate. It's not worth it. And they did that because of all this. All these fishing holes. There's hundreds of them. And that's why I prefer landing on the left. If you've got a dip, look where you're dipping to, man. You're getting a fishing rod right here. There's fishing rod spawns right here. You can dip and you're taking potential now of all of this. Along with the wood. Like, you're vibing, bro. Free shield right here. Obviously, you can get that up the other end as well. But this side is less contested. So if you do want to just vibe out while the whole lobby's fighting themselves, get 100, and push over. For some unknown reason, if you want to do that, you can. And let me just clear the screen right now when it comes to here. If you want to dip, like proper dip, and this is the last part I'm going to point out in this. If you want a proper dip, you can go down south this way. You can go out towards the sea. You can literally take this road, decide to split off left or right. It's fully dippable. And it's got great zone. If zone comes down here, you are the definition of big vibing. And that's all I want to say, boys. That's why it's on the list. It's one of the top POIs. And it's less contested as seasons go on. Keeps dropping in players contesting since chapter 2, season 2 is when it was peaking. Not anymore though. So with that said, let's hop into the next POI. And if you're enjoying the video, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I like every single comment on the video in the first day. Just saying. Okay, boys. So Steamy Stacks. One of the most overpowered drop spots in the game. Not the most overpowered drop spot in the game, unfortunately. The most overpowered drop spot is actually Stealthy Stronghold, and I have proof, evidence, same style video like this. I'm going to ping it in the top right now. It's another top 3 video like this where I just kind of give you little samples of the drop spots, give you some information that's useful, and point you in the right directions towards videos that are longer and very in-depth on that specific POI. And I do want to apologize if that method seems a bit self-promoting where I keep pinging videos. All I'm simply trying to do is give you a sample, then tell you where the real big, I guess, golden nugget for that POI is, because I can't spend 20 minutes going through this POI, 20 minutes going through another POI, then 20 minutes going through another POI. Before you know it, you have an hour-long video. But with that said, let's hop straight into Steamy Stacks, okay? One of the most overpowered drop spots. This is why. So I've got my 3 boxes right here, amplifying that. That's where your whole trio should land. There's 6 chests here. There's a shit ton of floor loot. If you don't believe me, here's the floor loot right now. Boom. Okay, a shit ton of floor loot. 15, 9, 8, and I believe that's 2 outside. Insane amount of loot. There's also a few pallets, a lot of metal. You can be chilling here. And what this has over every other POI is dip ability to the max. Okay, literally. Look at this. Boom. bop. I could draw a little thing out there. I'm not going to do that because it's going to look like something else. But yeah, that's what you've got to work with. From here, you can dip out over here to the slurp truck, dip out that way, dip out this way, take the C, dip all the way up here if you need to get this loot. Same with here. It's going to look a lot sloppy. You can dip to here. Once you know where all these chest spawns are, you're vibing. You can dip so many different places. Okay, now let's get rid of that sloppiness off the screen. You obviously know you can use the stacks. That's not why you're watching. So, stacks, big advantage. Zipline, super advantage right here. Don't want the rubber. Super advantage. 2 zip lines going down. That is really good. But your main opposition is going to be the trio that lands here. This is where they're going to land. They're either going to land here or in here. And they might even split these 2 drops. So, you need to watch out for them. This team, like I said, they're a lot more skilled. People that land here don't land here a lot. It's not a contested drop spot. But the people who do contest it, the one team, every game consistently, they are a good team. And you need to watch out for them. And they're going to land this building or they're going to try and contest you. Most of the time, they're going to see you going here and then know to back out and land here. But the benefits is you get to be the aggressor 9 times out of 10. You get to be the aggressive player. If you don't want to play aggressive, that's why these are here. You can just dip. This building is clearly smaller. You put 3 people in this building, it's going to loot faster than putting 3 people in this building. And at that, put 3 people in here that actually know the fastest way to loot it. For your fragger to know what chest he is to loot. For your support to know what chest he is to loot. For your IGL to know which specific door / roof to land in. Once you have that down, you're going to loot so much faster than this team. Simply because that's a smaller building and you know how to loot it. And this team don't know how to loot this building and it's bigger. It's complete opposites. You get all that advantage of getting high ground up on the stacks up here. Actually turn this to... We'll turn it into some red or some shit, bro. Red looks nice. So yeah, you have the advantage of being up on the stack and looking down. Get a few shots off. You can be the aggressor, go take these chests and get in good positions. And just honestly just full on... See the way I'm surrounding them right now? You can do that. And that's honestly the best way to pinch these out because there's so many different exits onto the roof within this POI. And you don't want to let them get on the roof because you want to keep them down below because it's harder for them to fight in an enclosed environment. Especially if you're the aggressor, you're playing cocky and you hit some shots first, you're vibing. Okay? Worst case scenario, you being on the outside means that if you get hit heavy, you can just run away, take the stacks and dip. There's no problem in that. At least you tried to get a few points. Don't risk your game over it. GG. If you know they're better than you, just dip. That's what's so great about this POI. You can even hit the far stack, get onto the zip lines and keep going. And this team is going to be so confused because they're going to be looking more than likely up here. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. They're going to be looking more than likely up here because they're going to know you hit this stack. But realistically, what you did was swing around like this. Then maybe hit this stack and then get on these. They're going to be so confused. Okay? Once they hear you in the stack, they're not going to know where you went. Overpowered drop spot. Most overpowered in this list. Like I said, I have Stealthy Stronghold. Some of the most, I'm not even capping, bro. Stealthy Stronghold is so overpowered. Completely overpowered. With that said, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm going to link on screen right now. There's going to be a shit ton of videos probably if it allows me to. And we're going to have the playlist for the POI breakdowns on top. Below that, you're going to see the Stealthy Stronghold video. And below that, you're going to see the Craggy Cliffs POI breakdown. Hopefully it lets me do that. If not, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm out here. Have a good day.